start with the Sir Graham Brady proposal at the moment. Will you support that?
I don't think so, because it's very vague. We don't know what these alternative arrangements should be. The government's got to be very much more specific. And in fact, the really unsatisfactory part of all this is a very neutral motion. The government could table their own amendment to explain what their policy is, instead of using some kind of proxy from the backbenchers to try and sort of win people over. It's a fairly meaningless amendment, but it opens all sorts of compromises that are unspecified, and I don't think people will vote for that in very large numbers.
So your preferred position then is for the government to bring forward its own amendment, with Mrs May setting out in detail what she wants to renegotiate?
Yes, indeed, and this has been the problem, that the government has never asked. All that Christmas period, when we knew the backstop was the problem, the government has never tabled any substantial legal changes to the backstop. And I think some of our European partners are quite frustrated about that. We explain to them what needs to be done to get the deal over the line, and they say, well, your problem is that your Prime Minister hasn't asked for this. So I think there's a surprising amount of agreement between both Remainers and Leavers on the backbenches about what needs to change to get this deal over the line. The question is, can the government be persuaded? That's the big question.
But so far there has been no sign of a government amendment, no suggestion that Mrs May is suddenly going to produce a detailed plan B to the backstop, which means, I assume, that Sir Graham Brady's amendment, if it is not going to get the support of people like you, is not going to get through.
Well, bear in mind, it's only an amendment to a non-binding motion. It is really not of that much significance, and if it's very vague, it doesn't give the government much of a mandate to negotiate very much. I suspect there is a lot more discussion to be had, and tomorrow is not going to resolve what in the end, the British government should be asking for.